I want to bring in Senator Robert Menendez, a Democrat from New Jersey and member of the Gang of Eight. Senator, thanks for being here with us. You know, as you saw over the weekend on Sunday, Senator Kelly Ayotte announcing her support. That's now the sixth, I believe, Republican that is favoring the bill as it stands. Now, if you just whip all of the votes here, if you have every Democrat and the 2 independents plus the 4 Republicans from the Gang of Eight, you're still one short here. You know, there's no Lautenberg at the moment. Do you have 60 votes, not just today, but to pass this overall?
I believe we do and we will. I think that, you know, for our Republican colleagues, they saw the demographic shift in the last election. They understand if they want to be or have any hope of being a majority party, that they're going to have to change their views with reference to the immigrant communities in this country. And I think some of them are committed to the cause because it's right. Others may be committed politically, but at the end of the day, I think we will pass the immigration reform largely as the Gang of Eight proposed it.
But Senator, not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, you were saying you didn't think you had enough votes to get passed. What made you change your mind? What's changing right now?
Well, we see momentum moving. You know, what I meant was we didn't have 60 declared votes, but it seems to me from all of my internal conversations that we are headed clearly to get the 60 votes. So
what number?
Well, look, I'm not going to, you know, 60 is enough these days. There's very few things that ever get 60 votes these days, especially on contentious issues. So if we get 60, that's already a supermajority of the United States Senate. I want to hold myself to a higher threshold. I think when we do hit 60, that you may see several more votes be added to that at the end of the day, because I think people want to be on the right side of history here.
One of your fellow senators, Ted Cruz, said this, quote, the biggest obstacle to passing common sense immigration reform is President Barack Obama. A path to citizenship is the most divisive aspect of this bill, and the White House is insisting on it, end quote. What would you say to Ted Cruz?
Well, I think he has Obamophobia. The reality is that it is the Gang of Eight that came together, 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans, and said that we need a path to citizenship. It's a tough path, it's a long path, but it's a fair path at the end of the day. And we see in Europe when people can't find a way towards becoming part of a country, the challenges that Europe's faced. We don't want an underclass in America, and these individuals are going to have to earn their way, go through a criminal background check, pay taxes, learn English, and after nearly a decade, they'll get their shot. So I think Ted Cruz is fixated on this issue, and it's amazing to me, representing a state like Texas, that he doesn't understand that a pathway to citizenship is really what is desired by all of those, not only who aspire to become part of America, but by the American electorate that in poll after poll says they want to fix this broken system, and certainly by a Latino and immigrant community who overwhelmingly looks at this as the civil rights issue of their time.
Well, you spoke of, in your words, Obamophobia here. You know, the president speaking in just a few minutes. We expect him to come out at 20 after. Here are some live pictures as they get ready in the East Room. It's only a second official event on this issue. He had, what, 8 briefings on gun control. Are you concerned that he's not doing enough on immigration reform, or is it the opposite here, that his involvement turns off conservatives like Ted Cruz?
Well, look, the president has been very engaged since the beginning of this new term. He called the Congressional Hispanic Caucus leadership to his office earlier on this year. I was part of that meeting. It's actually we that asked the president to withhold so that the Gang of Eight and a similar group working in the House could see if we could devise a bipartisan piece of legislation. And we did in the Senate. And he has been very supportive and being willing to do whatever is asked of him to be helpful in the cause. And certainly the Department of Homeland Security and other departments were incredibly helpful in providing information that the Gang of Eight asked for in order to devise the legislation that we came up with. So, you know, this is really a bipartisan bipartisan piece of legislation. You've got the former presidential candidate for the Republican Party, John McCain, at the head of this on the Republican side. You've got someone who I clearly believe aspires to be president of the United States, Marco Rubio. You've got Lindsey Graham and Jeff Flake. This is about as bipartisan as it gets, and so to try to make this an Obama-centric issue, this is about solving a problem that the American people say it's past time to fix.
Senator, I want to get a bit of news here that's just crossed our screens here. We're just learning that Booz Allen has fired the contractor who leaked top secret documents on its website. It says that Edward Snowden, 29, was an employee of our firm for less than 3 months, assigned to a team in Hawaii. Snowden, who had a salary at the rate of $122,000, was terminated June 10th, 2013 for violations of the firm's code of ethics and firm policy. Later today, for you, Senator, you and your colleagues will be briefed on NSA surveillance, the leak of these classified documents by Edward Snowden. And some of your colleagues have thrown out the word here, treason. What do you think should happen to him?
Well, look, I think there are many ways in which one can dissent, but, you know, sacrificing the national security of the United States is not acceptable. And I personally believe he should be fully prosecuted under the law. I'll look forward to the Senate briefing will be on Thursday. I'll look forward to that briefing. You know, the challenge here is that the terrorists have to only get lucky once. We as a country and as a government must get it right 100% of the time. Those are tough odds. So I want to ensure a program that protects America, but it doesn't invade the privacy of Americans. And I think that that's going to be the key questions that we'll ask on Thursday at that briefing.
Okay, Senator Robert Menendez, thank you.